let us talk about something that the kids do enjoy, video games, and the application of these types of things toward teaching people your narrative. Think of it as, something you have an idea, complex concept that you're trying to develop. People don't understand you, so you just make a video game about it, let people figure out how to do it. Well, some of the Ron Paul supporters believe that Ron Paul's narrative is not properly understood, perhaps, and so they've made Ron Paul's narrative into a video game. Take a look at this.
There's a game about Ron. It's gotta be awesome. So I dug out my old console favorites. I replayed them and tried to harness their awesomeness. And I've hooked up with Between Cathedrals to produce an awesome soundtrack. So we've got 50 plus levels designed around each of the 50 states. We've got 13 boss fights representing the 13 branches of the Federal Reserve. And I assure you plenty of other little treats and Easter eggs for libertarians.
And the genius in the game is that you are a little Ron Paul. You go around collecting delegates for your presidential campaign, gold for the bank, and then you ultimately have to disassemble the different branches of the Federal Reserve as you go through the game. At the very least, Imogen, I like the concept of sort of the teaching through. At least people, I feel, will learn some more about a given narrative through this type of product. I guess you could also kind of tell them lies, but
it's educational, it's accessible. It's actually what you did in your book very cleverly with the whole vampire.
Yeah, I wish.
Not that I'm
a video
game or anything.
Yeah.
What's very interesting about the whole Ron Paul thing, though, is that he really is sort of the President Obama of 2012. The hope and change and everything going on. He comes up with the big ideas. He's revolutionary, and that sort of is the sort of sad shift that Obama is battling at the moment. He's never going to get the 66% of the vote from the under 30s like he did last time in 2008.
Because they're with this guy.
Because they're with this guy, the big idea guy, the hope and change guy.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you think that
I like
Mitt Romney be better off with a video game describing his economic plan?
Make him more interesting.
I don't know. I think that would be an ugly video game. I like the idea that one of the great things that Ron Paul has done is focus attention on the fact that there's an undemocratic institution, which is the Federal Reserve, which does control the money supply. Literally, that's its job. That's not a conspiracy thing to say that the Fed controls the money supply. And it has a direct effect on banking, and that when we talk about
capital flows globally,
about money, about interest rates, about banking, all this stuff, we can talk about what Congress does, what the president does, the elected branches of government, what the Federal Reserve, which is unelected, they pulled out most of the big bailouts before TARP, the AIG bailout, the Bear Stearns bailout, and after TARP, a lot of those bailouts were from the Federal Reserve.
Well, the reason it's $30 trillion is because $700 billion was from the Congress, and the rest of it was from the Federal Reserve. I mean, that's where the money is.
And so directing attention at the people who make money, it's not even printing, it's out of thin air.
Well, it's a computer, you just add some zeros.
So even if you don't agree with Ron Paul's sort of Austrian economics and a gold standard, you can at least agree we need to pay more attention to what the Federal Reserve is doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there obviously needs to be more accountability for the Fed. I'm not sure, I mean,
just
out
awareness.
Of print air. I mean, I don't know where else you print it from. I mean, no, but you got to bring in the sheep and pull it from the cotton. I also think
all you got to do is put zeros in a computer, baby, so you don't even print it.
One of the things I've always appreciated about Ron Paul's campaign is because there wasn't so much money there, it left the room open for a lot of his supporters to build his messaging, and that's what you're seeing here. And I applaud that. And I'm a fan of video games.
I mean, this would be fun to play.
Yeah.
We should get together.
I like a little better graphics.
I think you'll win. I know I don't want to play you in a video game because I think you'll win this one. It will irritate
Carney and
I think I understand Austrian economics better.
We'll see.
Business cycle theory.
Yeah, we'll see. All my years at Bloomberg will come in handy when I got to play Ron Paul money printing or whatever that is. Anyway, the panel stays. Next, a genetic portrait of our own country.